Welcome to Toffee TV. We are on Peyton. No, this is the starting 11 slot basically, but over the summer, when there isn't any starting 11s, we're just going to do what we do, and we're just going to throw some shizzle out there. Any other business we're going to call. We're just going to call any other business. It's where me and Baz come in here and, you know, start moaning like old men, grumpy old men. Remember that programme?
I do. That's
us. So any subjects you want to throw at us, don't like knowing this. They say do this, don't go do this, do this, do this, do this. Give us a topic, like a proper topic, and say do this. Don't go why don't you do this, why don't you do this, why? No, give us one topic so we're not just picking the bones out of like a few words. I haven't told Baz what we're going to talk about today, but I think this is a really important subject, and it's going to touch on Baz's thoughts on dinosaurs. But it's not really. Right, there was a thing last week, and I don't know if you've seen this, right? Have you heard of like the World Seed Bank?
I don't know. Not off the top of
my head. Well, the World Seed Bank, right, is this place in like the Arctic,
yeah,
where I think it's on an island, where they've stored all the seeds,
okay,
of all the different plants.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't
know
much about
okay,
it. Okay,
right.
Yeah.
So they put them all in bags,
yeah,
and it's all like this big locked away safe, and it's -13 because it's dug into the ground, right?
Yeah, okay.
Right. Last week that flooded. Right.
Okay.
So it flooded last week.
Depression.
So the most secure, coldest place on earth to keep these seeds that are going to keep us, like, they're our lifeboat for the future if we leave this planet or just on this planet. Last week it flooded because of fucking global warming, which people still don't think is real. So how depressing is that this most secure place was like, it got so hot up there that it flooded, and it didn't get down to the seeds, which is luckily enough. It didn't get down there.
We're still alright.
So we're alright for now. But how depressing is that it flooded? They're gonna have to redo it all, but it actually
it's a bit dodgy though.
It actually refroze, and there's this like huge like glass ice door that stopped them getting in. So
in some ways it's a bit more secure.
No, it's not, because they have to knock all the ice down. But how scary is that? And then today the fucking UKIP manifesto came out. I'll be swearing a lot. I don't care if I'm paid to it. Saying, basically denouncing global warming. So, but that to me is scary, that could happen.
It is, but they shouldn't really have it in a place where it can flood.
It can't flood. It's like the cold.
You just told me that it flooded.
But it flooded. They didn't know it was going to flood because.
Well, obviously that would have just been stupid.
-13.
This is going to flood, but we'll just put all this important stuff here.
They didn't think it was going to flood.
No, but it has flooded. So someone needs to rethink.
-13. It typically is.
That's not that cold.
No, not that cold.
-13, 1-3.
Yeah.
But like Norway is like -25.
But that's what they keep it at. Because if it goes too cold,
yeah,
they're going to kill the seeds.
Obviously, yeah.
So, but I find that very worrying. I find that like day after tomorrow worrying. Baz is not worried. Just thinking of his tan. Just thinking of his tan.
I don't know.
I find that worrying.
I'm processing. You threw it on me. You've dropped it on me. I didn't know anything about this. You've literally dropped the bomb. So just let me think for a sec. Of course, anything like that which threatens a way of life, of course, is worrying. I'm just a bit concerned you've got it in a place that can flood.
But it can't.
But it has done. So it can.
But the point is, though, it's never. There was that. But that's more worrying. That. There was absolutely no signs that this place could flood because it was so cold. But the permafrost has defrosted,
right,
which is worrying in itself, because they reckon there's all kinds of bacteria and diseases trapped in the permafrost, and that's all starting to melt now because it's getting so warm in those cold places. So not only is it killing polar bears and stuff, it's letting all these anthrax and mad diseases out. And this place that they thought was secure fucking floods.
You read too much news, mate.
I don't read. It wasn't like in the news. It was actually like a scientific journal kind of shit. This.
So you've been reading the New Scientist?
No, the Old Scientist. It's much more. It's
worrying,
that though, isn't it?
Well, it is worrying, but I can't.
But you're not worried.
Well, you were trying to scare me about an asteroid that should have hit about 6 weeks ago when I told you.
I didn't scare you about an asteroid. I asked you what you do.
You told me that I shouldn't be bothered because I was religious. Still don't want to be having to glance an asteroids away, do I? Yeah, it is worrying. But if it's going to happen, what can we do? It's not like we can go up there and get the fridges on, is it, and freeze it back up.
I don't think you're taking this very seriously, Baz.
I am, but I'm saying, I don't know, there's no way to combat global warming.
Well, there is.
Well, go on. What?
Well, number one, people need to start recognising that it is a real thing for a start.
Right.
And all the people who...
Haven't we had this though cycling throughout time?
No.
We've had the Ice Age.
Well, we had the Ice Age.
We didn't have the Ice Age, so...
But we didn't...
But
when you... I'm not at the denial. When you chart how fast it's grown since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution,
yeah,
it is just, they go up together like that.
It will do, because of there's changes anyway in the atmosphere, haven't
that we created.
The whole thing. Well, there's loads of man-made stuff. But hang on a sec. And see, this is where you're at odds.
I'm not at odds.
No, you're not at odds. But this is where human race is at odds. Okay, one of the biggest causes of pollution is planes.
Yeah. Right.
So are you never leaving our country? You drive around in a car.
I do. It's you know, it's got a catalytic converter. No, of course. You listen. You couldn't live your day without damaging the environment. But there's a balance, isn't it? There's a balance here that
planes are bad.
Of course they are, but you've got to.
Are you ever getting on a plane again?
Of course I am. But they're starting to do that, aren't they? Boeing have already worked. They reckon they've already got a plane that has got that is lighter, because they need to have aluminium on them, because this is mad, isn't that what we're talking about? There's aluminium on planes, it's because of the pressure, but they found a new material they can use, and because it's lighter than it won't take as much fuel to get you to where you're going. So they are working on it, but the problem is that fucking in America they've just started coal's great. Coal, are you joking me? So that's what I'm saying. The people who are in power are like going, oh, don't worry about tomorrow, it's all about today. Whereas, you know, that's just ridiculous.
It's been like that for years, mate.
But it hasn't though, has it? Because it was...
But it has. It
was, and then we were getting better, and we were signing treaties, and we were getting to the point where people were starting to realise, and we were getting it all, so it was like there was only one person in the room, and it was China, and people were starting to put pressure on China, going, well, listen, if you don't start doing that, because you're pumping out all this shit, and then in the last 12 months it's all been reversed. So we were starting, the ozone was starting to get better and all that, and now we're like pushing. And whereas we were buzzing the other week, going, oh, well, these dickheads having a laugh about Everton's getting a new ground getting flooded. Now you're thinking, well, fucking hell, give it 50 years, who knows? Comes back to Everton.
Well, we mightn't be here in 50 years.
Well, probably we won't.
King Young John Bond, whatever his name is.
John Bon Jovi.
Yeah, because you know what he's like, mate. He had you living on a prayer, didn't he? So you know what I mean. You've got to think of that. You know, when he's working on the docks, he's talking about floods.
Yeah, to be fair.
No, of course we're not. I don't think we're gonna know, mate. Because I think you don't. Well, yeah. You know what? It could. I mean, I think, to be honest, you probably.
If that's what worries me more. Movies. That's what worries me more. Is that place was like untouchable. Even if everything happens, it'll take years. No, it didn't. It just did it now.
But the seeds were alright.
Well, they were, yeah. Because contingency plans, and because obviously.
Well, that's good that they've actually thought of a contingency.
And they're going to have to do more now.
They've just got seeding on. It'll be sound in here.
Yeah. And they're going to have to secure it, but I don't know.
No, listen. Of course, it's a worry, and you worry about you know, you leave the planet and you're leaving it for your children and your grandchildren and all that. But the ozone hole is repairing. The ozone layer is still shrinking. The hole in it still. I seen that not that long ago. Probably directly to do with this. They were saying that is everything. It's a balancing game, isn't it? But I don't know how, other than the treaties and everything else that we're signing. But there's a lot of stuff we are doing. I mean, got better with things like, you know, chemical, you know, sprays or aerosol stuff and fridges and everything else, which was damaging it. But then one of the biggest freaking damages of it is bleeding cows, letting rip.
Of course, yeah.
Methane.
I just worry. Yeah, but they've always been there.
I know,
letting rip. I just worry that we're starting to be like.
About it.
Yeah, exactly. And like rich businessmen are like, this doesn't exist, and you get.
Well, mate, this rich business. The only thing they're interested in is oil.
Exactly,
and because of money.
And then they're all money, and then we'll end up with Nothing. But that leads me on to someone who is rich. This is my second subject.
Oh, there's more going.
And it's Elon Musk. Do you know who Elon Musk is?
No.
See what? That's boss. I love the fact that you don't know anything about this because it
No,
makes
why?
it more interesting.
It does, but I'll tell you why, right?
Oh.
Because I made a conscious decision about 3 years ago just to not listen, not
You
read
should
the
know
news.
who Elon Musk
I
is.
don't do any news and things like that because I work in an
Have
environment
you ever heard of Tesla?
which is depressing. Yeah, I've heard of Tesla.
The car.
Yes.
Right, well that's Elon Musk, right?
Okay.
So he's a rich American businessman. He probably will turn out to be a James Bond villain because he is like so...
God rest his soul.
He is like, oh,
Roger
Roger Moore. Oh, I've seen the best line very quickly, best line on the news. And I watched it on One News, and oddly enough, they took it out like later on in the news, they took it out because obviously I think someone might have complained. But it was like a little montage, and it wasn't his line, and it was from Moonraker. And at the end, like there's a probe with the camera on, and he's obviously with the bird.
Not when he's got.
And he goes to him,
got that
and the other
thing
fella
on.
goes to him, what is he doing? And Q just goes, I think he's trying to attempt re-entry. But they showed it on like the 12 o'clock news, and then they didn't show it on like the half-10 news.
They just lay
I was
in there,
like,
and
oh, it's the
they
best.
got some like,
Yeah.
on some rug or they got some blobs.
the best line ever.
I don't think he was trying re-entry.
No,
I
no.
think
But anyway,
he full
so
re-entry.
Elon Musk is going to turn out to be, I think, a Bond villain because he's so nice. So Tesla's electric cars,
Yeah.
SpaceX as well,
Yeah.
which is privately funded. He's just the last thing he did, he's trying to get to Mars, and the last thing he did was SpaceX was reusable rockets. So they did the rocket that can now land itself. So they got a successful one. The new thing he's got is he wants to build a tunnel, doesn't it, from San Francisco to LA, right?
Right.
And he wants also, I think he wants to go to Vegas as well, so it'll be like a big loop line, and you can get from like,
Yeah, the tunnel.
well, you can get from Vegas, so you get to LA to San Francisco in about 5 minutes. See, well, it's probably a little bit longer, but says he's got this tunnel he's built, and he showed it last week. It's like this, I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere in and he's got this thing on it, and he put a video last week on Instagram, and he's got this track, and the point of it will be you drive your car on the track onto this thing on the track like you would like the Eurotunnel, right?
Yeah.
200 miles an hour it goes, right? So you get in your car, you get on this thing, and you just shot like a cannon. 200 miles an hour, right? People are like, oh, that could never happen. It's like a Megatron or something, like no magnets or something. 200 miles an hour, and he's been doing it in this tunnel under LA.
Going up and everything.
But I suppose it's like relative, isn't it? Once it's going, then you'll just be like, yeah, this is fine. 200 miles an hour, you'll be able to go from like LA to wherever it is, Liverpool to Manchester in like
3 minutes.
5 minutes, whatever it is.
Be thrown up, make your car be wrecked.
Well, surely you wouldn't be. Surely it'd be like maybe like a gradual thing, so you get up to 200 miles an hour. But he wants to build this big rink thing, this link that goes all the way across.
See, now that scares me more than seeds.
That scares you. I think that's
Being
amazing.
underground in that thing, anything goes wrong, game over, isn't it?
Well, I suppose it's his job to make sure it doesn't go underground. But you got people like that out there.
Yeah,
he's just
I
done
know,
this
there's
thing.
amazing
He's just
minds,
done
yeah.
this thing this week where
Brilliant
he's just
man.
invented a roof tile. It's just a normal roof tile, but it's solar powered.
there's a lot
But it's
of-
solar powered. So it's a solar power. So instead of having those big stupid things,
on it, yeah.
your entire roof will be made, and he reckons the slates are actually cheaper than normal slates. But how long will it be before someone bans them or finds something wrong with them? Because they create electricity.
They do.
So they're obviously, you would have them on every single house across the world.
They won't want that.
Exactly what I'm saying. So
It's the same thing as in America. They've got cars that can run on water.
but that's it. They reckon.
They won't.
But
They won't allow.
They reckon electric cars and more importantly, I think the hydrogen cars, and basically you put water in them, they mix with the hydrogen, and that creates electricity. Have been around. They reckon we should have been using them 10 years ago, but because of large oil firms and
money.
You can even put
companies.
this the eco fuels that you can put in your cars, and they're like, yeah, you can put them in any car. You can put them in your car now. You go out there and put it in your car. All you got to do is change the fuel pump. So there's already these fuels out there that they reckon we can use. But I just thought that was boss, because this fella, like you say, you didn't even know his fella's name, and he's like changing the world. And like you hear of all these people's names in the news, and it's horrible. And you hear this fella and that fella, but this fella, it might be a good thing that people don't know his name. But I don't know, he might come out a bit of a bomb villain, but But I just, the idea of that though, like you know when you think about that and you think how many times you've heard mad things and you go, this fella wants to build this like, you know, mad tunnel for me, and you go, yeah, of course he does. And it's like, now it's happened, like the future is now, it's here.
He didn't build a tunnel from, I think it's San Diego to Mexico, did he?
I don't think so.
Oh, no.
I think he might be in prison if he did, yeah. But I don't even know where these tunnels are. It's mad that like,
how can he just build a tunnel?
Well, that's what I was going to say. He must have been given permission, so...
He hasn't done a blooming thing. He's Shawshank Redemption, has he just got like a photograph or something?
Elon Musk
and he's like that every day.
6 miles of shit and come out the other side in a
like
Tesla.
That. What are you doing there, lad?
I just think it's dead interesting. It's like the future's here now.
Yeah, I mean, people like that are unbelievable. You know what I mean? Geniuses, aren't they, of our world doing that. You know, that kind of thing. I mean, it'd be great to have the money to just sit there playing with a tunnel, wouldn't it? But obviously he's got it because he's developed other shizzle.
Well, that's it. He's so intelligent that he's like literally can just create money like that out of just he just shits out ideas and they make him money. Nah, I don't think it really matters, does it? He just creates ideas. But he just creates ideas out of nothing, and they make money, and it allows him to. He probably just goes. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That'll make me 4 billion, and with that 4 billion, I can go to Mars. Like, imagine
any relation to Nikola Tesla?
No, his name's not Tesla. It's Elon Musk. Tesla. I know it's Nikola Tesla, and that's why it's called Tesla. David Bowie, of course.
Elon Musk.
Which is a very villainy name, isn't it?
He didn't. Yeah.
It's a bit of a villainy name. That
an aftershave or Musk?
I think that's just the smell of it.
Is
Musk.
It? Musk.
But it is. That's a very.
It's an amazing villain.
That's a villain name. That's like one. Yeah, that's like because you watch all these like you know, like Hank Scorpio. Let's just say, obviously the ultimate villain in The Simpsons. But they all have like this, like, you know, from the outside they're giving like money to charity and all this. And I went, what, me? I could not possibly be trying to take over the world while they're drilling to the core of the earth, like. But it's just mad, isn't it? It's like, you know, he's building tunnels. He's going to Mars.
Is he going to Mars though?
Well, that's the end game, though, isn't it?
No,
but that's the thing, isn't it? If you've got unlimited, but he's not going, is he? He's not personally going. But if you've got unlimited funds, then there's no issue, is there? Like, if someone said, if they give, like in the 60s, there was a blank check for NASA and they got to the moon, and then when they took we'll do that on another show. And then when they took the check away,
Keith, if you're watching this, sorry.
And then when they took the check away, then suddenly it was like, well, we're not going anywhere. And it was the same when the shuttles blew up, and it was the same then. It was like they had a blank check, and then it was like, well, we're going to take the check away because
there's still a check there.
You just wonder where. But it's not blank. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. You just wonder where we'd be if there had been a blank check. Now, I'm not saying there should be a blank check. I'm just saying you just wonder where we'd be if those people were allowed to just have as much money as they want to just do what they want.
I mean, the thing, you know, things like Teflon were discovered in space, and space and all of the stuff that when you go to like Kennedy Space Center and you read all the stuff there, that what's being developed from them going in space and the tests they do in space and all that. Unbelievable.
Yeah, loads of stuff
that you just don't think
loads of stuff, loads of stuff that we use now were either created to use in space or on the space station. There's loads of stuff.
It's amazing, like the stuff you see, isn't it?
And you just and there's also and that's it. There's offshoots, isn't there, of everything. Like they'll be developing, they could be developing something and go, oh, you know what, that would be good for in a blender or something.
It's like them, you know, when you get those packs and you put your summer clothes in, because and
you take the air out of it,
Hoover and go, and it brings it down, so like that. Or when you're going on, you should do that. You're going on, take the air out of it, put it in. Get loads of stuff, mate.
I'm buying all my clothes in the benefit.
Well, that's what I mean. So then you just get the vacuum off one of the clean and just go chuck it all out. Bing. You come home with loads. I mean, they're quite heavy, but you'll come home with loads.
So there you go. We've discussed global warming, seeds. Elon Musk. Is he really a villain?
Well, yeah.
And do you know what? I might even be pronouncing his name right. It might be Elon Musk.
Musk. Call him Musk.
Muskie. Old Musker.
Musco.
One of the musketeers.
The 5th musketeer.
Sure, there's more Musketeers than that.
But you think so?
I mean, that's the thing. There's not even. They say 3, and there's actually 4.
There's 4, but he's only invited in at the end, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I don't know why it was ever the 4 Musketeers. The 3
Musket hands are always ready.
But the 3 Musketeers.
What a cartoon, by the way.
That was amazing.
Dog-Tanyan. My missus thought his real name was Dog-Tanyan.
I suppose, and D'Artagnan.
Because
Dog-Tanyan was amazing.
It's like one of those cartoons that we grew up with. Well, like, you probably already didn't work by then. In the 80s. That, like, remember they were all like made in like Europe somewhere, and like you could tell they were all badly done.
Dog-Tanyan.
At the end, the credits would always be all mad names.
I love Tinky.
Do you remember
Hong Kong Phooey, mate?
See, that's a Hanna-Barbera though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was amazing.
Yeah, but
Hong Kong Phooey. #1.
A little bit before my time. It's like Ulysses. But yeah, boss theme. Ulysses, going through the galaxies. That's how they were in the opening thing. They were all walking like that.
That what Pogba
Ulysses.
So Pogba was watching
Ulysses yesterday. Grew up. So what? Yeah.
Jamie.
See, again, that's 70s though.
And the
that's not 80s.
I was a kid.
I know, but that's... See, I grew up in an era where they made cartoons to make toys, basically. The toy come first. No, but I grew up in an era where they'd go, we've got an idea for a toy, and they go, we'll make it... And it was just a half-an-hour commercial for the toys. It's mad, innit? But you didn't know as a kid. You thought the toys would come secondary.
What's your thoughts on Granger?
I love Granger. Do you know what? Right? If you like, there might be. We need to wrap this up because time's getting it. But one thing I've noticed about Granger, right, or TV programs like when we grew up, because now you can't even find kids TV programs. I know they've got their own separate channel, but it's not quite the same.
No.
But I think that when we were kids, we learned a lot of our life lessons through watching. Anyone my age or like our generation, if you said the word Zammo, what's the word?
No. Drugs.
Smackhead, yeah?
Just say no.
You know Zammo, smackhead, but you learned all your life lessons through things like Granger. You didn't need someone sitting you down teaching.
Why did the sausage coming out the start?
Someone was throwing, they put it in someone's ear. You learned.
You put that in someone's ear.
Americans will get it. The Grassy Junior High. I know it's Canadian, but it's the same kind of thing.
The Grassy Junior High.
You learned all your lessons. You got taught about
oh my word,
drugs and sex and how to deal with relationships and all these things.
The Grassy Junior High.
And bullying and mates and all. You learned all your life lessons.
Who was the character? Who was the main two?
Oh, can't remember.
The Grassy Junior High.
Exactly. But you learned all your life lessons without someone sitting you down and like preaching to you. And that's what
but we probably watched that when we were 11, 12 say, or whatever, like that. Would 12-year-old watch it?
But they probably would though, wouldn't they? Because a lot of kids, like, I mean, we've seen the thing this week with, like, you know, obviously the attacks in Manchester's Ariana Grande. A lot of those kids watched Ariana, well, a lot of the older people, so not necessarily the kids, watched Ariana Grande when she was on like TV programs in Nickelodeon, and then have followed her. And it's like they do.
Victoria, she didn't have that stuff.
You will sit down and watch programs that are like related. I mean, the best one, and I think this might be just a bit too young for you, but I don't know. And people my age will know, with Saved by the Bell, right? But there's this episode of it, right? But there's this episode of it where the girl was properly stressed, right? And she was taking basically caffeine tablets to keep her going because she had exams. And they made this big massive deal about caffeine tablets. And we had Zammo who was doing smack.
Zammo was doing smack.
That's maybe the difference in that.
But that's the thing, isn't it? You've got, you're all of those kind of, I mean, mate, I should love the Fleshmans of Bel Air, mate.
Yeah, but you didn't learn life lessons in that, did you?
I don't know. He was cool, he was good at Black and Bird, so. And Uncle Phil, mate. It taught me that Uncle Phil comes in and kicks off, man, you just leave. Carlton probably taught you to dance. I don't even know how we got onto this. Well, not me. I just like, me and my mate used to always this joke where like, you always, you know, you're watching something, like, there'd be a fella, might be a cartoon or something, and he'd like have like, I don't know, like a stuffed toy that talked. And there was all these programs where like, Dad's gone out, let's take the car out. And they'd be like, I don't know, Johnny. Like, and then he ends up smashing into someone and killing them. And the bear was right all the way along. I don't think there was a talking bear in The Shining. No, but Johnny was in it, wasn't he?
There was a bear that was, well, there was a bear and he was doing unspeakable things to an old gentleman. But let's not talk about that, because that's just weird.
I thought you saw.
Oh, you must have seen the bit in The Shining where he looks.
I don't want to speak about that.
But you must have seen it where he looks in the room and he sees the fella sitting there, and when he looks around, there's a fella who's got a bear costume on. I don't remember, what's that?
Them two little girls at the top.
Yeah, that's the twins. Who's
terrifying.
Dad had already done it to them.
Terrifying.
I didn't realise till recently what the actual Shining meant. Till I watched it again, I was like, oh, you know, when you watch a film and you watch it, but you almost watch it on one level,
yeah.
and you watch it again, and because you're almost bypass the first bits because you know what they are, you just get the second level of it, and you find out what the Shining actually is.
The kids programs, I like them better because that freaks me out. Those two things.
Sure. They didn't freak me out.
Horrible.
What freaked me out about that is at the end when you see the picture, and he was there in the 30s, and it was just awful. But of course, the film is not. Stephen King didn't like the film because it wasn't like the book. But I've never read the book, so I don't know what the book was like. That was Kubrick's version of it, but in the book it's like a lot scarier, and I believe there's witches involved.
Stephen King's books are scary.
There we go.
But Grange Hill. Bring
back
Grange Hill.
I was at Grange Hill last week. I was at Grange Hill last week.
Yeah. Or Hollyoaks.
Hollyoaks, because that was the decline when they took it out of London and they brought it to Liverpool. And they made it like this nondescript place. It became a not where there was like all different accents. It was like, what's going on? Whereas when it was in London, you knew it was in London, and there'd be voices in it, like little Jimmy. What was his name in it? But he was a Scouser, and that like represented us. So you had these other voices, but mostly Ziggy, mostly from Liverpool. But when they brought it up here, you started getting all these like nondescript accents, and it wasn't located in a place.
Should have been somewhere. They should have. Send it to Liverpool or it's thingy. Do you remember Jossie's Giants?
Yeah, of course. What's Jossie's Giants?
Football's just a
football's just a science
branch of
science. Jossie's Giants. That was like set in
Newcastle.
No, it wasn't set in Newcastle. No, it wasn't.
It was up there.
It wasn't. It was set in Manchester, right? Hear me out, right? Set in Manchester, but the fella who was the coach was from Newcastle.
Okay.
So that's why they wore black and white,
yeah,
and they named the pitch for him St James's Park. But it was actually in Manchester because Brian Robson was in it in an episode. He's like, "All right, Jossie, I haven't seen you for ages, lad," and all that. But what I would say about Jossie's Giants was the first series was boss because it was all about footy, and then the second series started getting into like the lads and going out with girls, and the team started falling to bits. But
that's probably like.
But who wrote that?
I don't know.
You not know who wrote Jossie's Giants?
I probably forgot it. Go on.
Sid Waddell wrote Jossie's Giants.
Sid Waddell
from the Darts wrote Jossie's Giants. See?
That's amazing.
Knowledge bomb.
Did you ever watch the one? There'll be real finish in a minute. Did you ever watch the one that was set in Watford's ground?
Yeah. Didn't they get to a tournament or something?
Yeah, what was it? But it was a bit like early Dream Team. Yeah. Because they'd play, it was Watford playing.
Yeah.
But it was like what was it called?
Be on YouTube then.
Yeah. It was. But I used to love that as well because they had like a youth club in Vicarage Road. But then he'd play and it was Watford.
But I just remember Jossie also owned a sports shop, so they got all like Bosch, Umbro kits and stuff.
And all that, man. I thought you were gonna throw down PJ and Duncan.
No, I'm stopping because I've got to get home.
Biker, bro. And I wasn't really.
I can't see, man. I can't see. Well, that's your own fault for fucking playing with paintball guns and not having any responsible adults.
What he was doing?
Yeah, that's what he did. Into this castle, they had a big paintball competition. But there was this girl who he just split up with her, and she was sort of stalking him. And then she shoots. But there's another girl I remember, and it was almost like Who Shot Mr. Burns, but instead it was Who Shot PJ in the face with a paint gun. And you just see the shoot, and then you just hear, ah! And when you look, he's got paint all over his eyes. And then he goes, I can't see, man! I can't see! Like that, right? And then that was the end of the series. And when you come back, he was blind. But he rapped blind. But he managed to rap blind.
Well, I'll be honest. You rap with your mouth.
Well, I know, but he still did it.
Well, that's good. That's what Stevie Wonder sang for years. Was blind to play the piano and.
Fair enough. I'm just saying you rap blind.
Not that I'm saying that. You know.
And the very
PJ
quickly,
is on the same level. Hang on. PJ's not on the same level as Stevie Wonder.
Very quickly.
Just a disclaimer.
Very quickly. I'm just going to throw this out. I don't even want a discussion.
Okay.
Isn't this some kind of? Aren't the people actually believe that Stevie Wonder isn't blind, and that he's been blagging it for the whole of his life? Just to get sympathy to get him where he is. Boom, bombshell on that. We'll discuss that some other time on the next episode of Any Other Business. Bye for now.